Hey, how's everybody doing? Welcome to Talking Shit. It's your boy Sophisticated Jerk. I got Stan up in here, Wally, and M3. So today, what we're gonna do is review the clip of a bunch of single females talking about why men don't come to singles events anymore. So a couple weeks ago, or about a month, I think me and Stan was reviewing a clip of like why men aren't going to brunch. There's a bunch of females on there looking pretty desperate out there. So we would have decided to look at this other one because, what was that?
I said, why you gotta say desperate?
Oh, they was begging dudes to show up. so in this clip, yeah, we definitely like I said, they're pretty much on the same theme where, a lot of females, they've been going out to like singles events and guys are just not showing up to them anymore. So, they're kind of pleading for guys like, come on, it's free. Please show up. So yeah, it's kind of hilarious.
Damn,
but
I didn't get the invitation.
Yeah, y'all might have to start pulling up on some of these events because they damn near like about to start kidnapping guys to come to these things. But all right, let me go ahead and play this.
Two guys go from trying to talk to me to talking to my mother.
Come with me as I try out a singles event in Sydney.
Live from the Park House bathroom, we're going to a speed dating event.
This video is for all the single men that live in Chicago, and we have almost 100 people RSVP'd, but we're looking for more male attendees.
Males are needed for these singles events, as more and more men are walking from dating.
Is anybody else like insatiably lonely all the time?
Let's talk about becoming unexpectedly single in your 30s.
Last night I did speed dating in Santa Monica and I actually didn't get any guys' phone numbers at the end of the night.
They ended up being more girls than
the ratio never seems to add up. Men decided to get a passport instead.
I didn't know this was
Well, I'm hosting, so don't worry. Everybody's invited. Make sure you're checking out on Instagram, and I will have more information there. We will be having a Halloween bash next. Make sure you're following. Bye, love.
My friend suggested I go speed dating. I'm like, that's for people who are really desperate. So I went. Speed dating's where you go on miniature dates with several different women, and you can either meet someone or get rejected 30 times in a night. It's like 4 years of high school wrapped up in a couple hours.
He may be a comedian, but everything he said was the complete truth. Speaking of getting rejected, that's one major reason why multiple men have given up on even trying to attend these events. The women that attend these events, at least some of them, they're just looking for an ego boost. These events are the best place to crush a man's confidence in one day. Save yourself.
Women will say yes to a date to a man who they don't find physically attractive to see if there's a connection and if chemistry can grow. But tell me this, why won't men even say yes to seeing the potential of going on a first date with a woman if they don't think she's physically attractive? Single men, I really need you to explain this to me because there are so many incredible women who can't even get their foot in the door to meet you, to enrich your life, to be your future partner because you don't find them attractive enough. Explain it to me.
Well, that's because men don't generally date for money.
So what y'all take on this so far, man?
I'm supposed to be escorting again. I already escorted for Jesus. Now you want me to escort for Satan? Like you want to be sexually attracted to somebody, they have to be there because like there's not Beauty and the Beast for men. Like I'm going to see your beauty within your beast, and then I'm going to love you. No. That's sexual attraction is like is one part, and then everything else falls together. Like you can't put that on us. That's not fair.
So why y'all think like guys are not showing up to these like events too? What's the why you think guys are not showing up? Because I know in the clip they mentioned that like, well, the comedian was kind of talking about like, hey man, women are kind of rejecting guys left and right. You think that's the major component?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely because of the rejection aspects. Because so when I first like the first few seconds, like me just tapping into the video with you guys, I was like, oh man, I'll be like, man, if that was me, I'd be ready to take on a challenge only because I will be bored enough for me to do that. And also, like, just because I like talking to people. Well, mostly women, of course. But however, when they start mentioning about the ego boost, then it kind of made me thought about, like, I'm like, damn, right? Like a lot of times these women are not really going to these events to really try to meet like quality men or try to get to know them. It's because they just haven't found enough men to reject for a long time. So they want to use that bait and switch to bring the men over there so they can reject them. Because here's the thing, if they're desperate enough to have an event like this, and then a person like me goes to that event, they're going to look at me like I'm desperate. Like, well, why is this? It's like a psychological type of thing. You'll think that you going over there, they'll appreciate you with your boldness and confidence to want to talk to so many of them, but they're going to look at you like a loser because you shouldn't be over there. You should be like with the rest of them, man, and just be like, I'm good, man. Like, this is a sorry, whack ass event. I'm too cool for that. So unfortunately, a number of those factors definitely play out, but the rejection part is a huge factor of why men doesn't really attend to these type of events. It's a waste of time.
Stan, why you think, man? You think it?
Well, let me go behind Wally because I want Wally to go in, and then I go ahead, Wally.
We can watch some more of the video. Hold on, let me just play some more, and then we'll get into it.
Okay.
And it's also a preference, just like modern women rather guys that are 6 foot who would break their hearts over guys who are 5'9" that would treat them better. In most cases, if an attractive woman gives an unattractive man a chance, it's probably because he's got some money.
Is anybody else like insatiably lonely all the time? Like, what happened since that none of us hang out or see each other anymore? No, it's not just me. I keep seeing like we're in a loneliness epidemic. I talk to my other friends who I don't live near and have the same problem. So like, how do we fix it?
This video is for all the single men that live in Chicago and don't have plans this Thursday. My name's Ashley Coates, and I throw singles events almost every Thursday around Chicago. This week, we're going to be in Lincoln Park at Parlay, starts at 7:30, and we have almost 100 people RSVP'd. But we're looking for more male attendees. So if that's you and you want to attend, head to the Thursday dating app. You can purchase your ticket, and I'll see you there.
Remember, before you attend these events, you must be 6'5", blue eyes, and you have to be in finance. That's the requirements they're looking for.
How severely he screwed my life up.
Single in Los Angeles. Well, like, guess what? Throwing the biggest and the best chaotic singles party yet. Truly, it's the biggest venue I've ever worked with. And it's my favorite bar, Harlow, August 12th. Shit is going the down. An amazing sponsor coming on board. I'm raffling off some really cool prizes. We're going to have a lit DJ, and it's your last chance of finding love before cuffing season. So don't fuck this up. Thank you so much. Bye.
We're going to talk about an event that I just went to, because what the hell, Miami? What the hell? I'm going through this event, walking down this, like, I don't even know what you want to call aisle, okay? She's walking down the aisle. Every single guy that came up to me was over 40. Yes, sister. Yes, sister, you heard me right. Over 40. Maybe over 50, actually. Over 50. These men were like, it's like a dog that you haven't fed in a week. They were like, who let you out of the ALF? Who let you out? Part of me was like, but then the other part of me was like, yes, Grandpa, put me on your will. I love you.
When we have women talking like this and the men watching them, why would they feel the need to attend these things if this is how you see them? No man is adding you to their will. No wonder why the ratio of men attending is so low. If you're not interested, just keep it moving. The insult is unnecessary. At least these guys are coming out with their true selves. They don't need to stand in the mirror for 2 hours painting on their faces.
I have had 2 guys go from trying to talk to me, one I actually went out with, to talking to my mother. They DM'd my mother.
I'm gonna pause it right there, though.
Oh, man.
So, Stan, why you think people ain't going to these events?
Because we already figured out it's just full of shit. It's just garbage. And you're just there as an ornament. You're not really there to meet anybody. You're just there to be played with.
Oh, okay. So you think like women are just kind of using these events as like entertainment though, but some of them sound kind of desperate though, man. Like they are looking for a connection.
Attention, right? For a connection. You know, nightclubs used to have dancing, but then the girls don't want to sweat, they don't want to dance, and you got your way. So nobody danced. It became a lounge. Then after that, you want the lounge to be more special, and you went ahead and you put tables and you made sections, right? Everything was for you. Everything catered towards you. Men stopped by. You trashed them down and you posted on TikToks, IG, YouTube that you turn men down, right? And now men are not going to these events so they could be another meme. And that's it. You reap what you sow. So we're not even talking about accountability. Skip that. You're looking at decades of work behind here, and this is your fruit.
So you saying this is pretty much like the way like a lot of females acted, as far as like, you know, kind of even a chick where it's like, okay, man, you guys are coming out to some of the events, but you still trying to clown them and stuff. So it's just like,
now guys don't want to go. And plus also, right, when you look at when it's like get a ticket, so now I got to pay a ticket to go in to meet somebody, and I'm going to have to buy cheap watered down drinks, and then it's not fun. And lady, this is the part where I'm going to say you're not fun anymore. When you're going out, it's always about you, and we're going to listen because it's about you, and that's what I'm supposed to do. Hear more about you. But yo, just like the young lady said, like she was talking to two guys. One she actually went on a date, but they both talked to the mom. And I'm like, yeah, because your mom figure out like it gotta be reciprocal, like asking some questions about the guys and not so much talking so much about herself. So yeah, that's why I see a lot of younger men dating way older women. So they're in their 20s dating 60, 70-year-olds. And we have to ask those questions. Because again, we're a capitalist society. You do have to understand something. You can't trash your customers and try to bully them to buy a product. That's not how that works.
yeah, it's almost, man,
the flavor.
nah, because that's what I get from a lot of them. Like, I'm kind of mixed on the singles events. I ain't gonna lie, if I would go, because it sounds like that dude that got the balls to show up to these events, he about to clean up.
Nah, they'll look at him like, oh, so this is what it looks like, right? Why are you single? I'm like, well, aren't you single too? Well, I bet you got a lot of hoes. Are you really attracted to her? It becomes competitive. So if there's like 20, I say what, 40 women and 5 guys, it's like, oh, you know, you see the insecurities. Oh, I bet you like this one or that one. It's like, yo, this is our time. Like, let's go through this. This is.
But see, that's why I think sometimes guys miss out on, man. Like what you saying is like, man, you go in there, you strong arm that room, you know. But like you said, you kind of put it in check. Like, hey, I ain't here to be talking about everybody else. You got about 5 minutes. Like,
yeah,
it's between us. You know what I'm saying? Nah, I think that's what some guys need to do. But I you think it's more or less like because it seems like some of these females, what they got to switch the tactic a little bit, because like you said, if you got to go out and buy a ticket and stuff, do they kind of got to do what like back in the day, you remember where like females come to a club, women get in free, especially like pretty girls, they got to do the reverse for guys now. Like, hey, we want successful, attractive guys. Like, man, we gotta get them some free tickets and some drinks and shit, giving a pretty girl treatment.
But those guys already taken. There's some guys they're already taken. They're already married. Like, unless you want to date a married man, which some of them do.
No,
right?
I'm just saying for single dudes that got their stuff together.
Well, that's
think
what
they
I'm
got to
talking
go
about.
out there and like entice them?
No, man. No, because then you become a meme. I mean, that's the scary part about it. Like, you'll lose your job. You become a meme. And then they already got like Facebook accounts where like, are we dating the same man? And it's like, you don't want to get caught up in all this mess. So dating is not first of all, it's not fun. And then 2, it could be detrimental to your life.
Damn, y'all make it sound like, yeah, man, you going to Istanbul or Iraq or some shit.
I mean, that's what they want. They want.
It's just a singles event.
Welcome to the battlefield.
like you go to Ukraine or some shit. God damn. I would still go, Stan. Hey, I'll go in there and I don't care about the. But I do see what y'all saying to a certain degree. But I think some guys, I feel like you go in there, you got a clean house. I think it's good.
Yeah,
You ever seen that? Like, hold on, say you seen that clip where that like boat drives down the river and the fish are just jumping in the boat?
Yes,
that's what I think would happen if you go to one of these singles events.
Yeah, no, I agree with you because I've done it. Like, you just go in and be nice, polite, and you become the social butterfly or whatever. But then there's the flip side of it, of the insecurity of like which one you're gonna pick, and it's like, yo, like you're only here to actually meet women in your area, and you don't know them yet because this is just a club or whatever the setting is. That's not where you really know this person, right? I think what we have to look at is like the reality of the situation of like, yo, the time for you to date, right, and marry. I already knew I was gonna be your whore. When like the girlfriend I met in college,
What age?
Survived college, and we broke up. I already knew like, oh my god, I'm gonna be a whore because I knew what was gonna happen. Because high school sweethearts, they get married. Your next level is college, right? And I thought I was gonna meet somebody from college. Graduate from college, and guess what? It's time to go ahead and get a job. And what happens when you go to junior executive lifestyle?
Said it's a wrap, huh?
Look, SJ. I know you'll go to the event because you're like a recruitment manager. So I'm for sure you're gonna try look for like the Super Bowl like candidates to be like your employees or whatever. You're gonna put all those girls to work. So kudos to that.
M3, you're the same way.
No, my mission is just like to clap cheeks, man, and have a good time.
Y'all don't be fooled by M3. M3 goes into the room and he be I call him the Latino whisperer. I be thinking this girl is white and like, where you from? I'm from Peru. I'm like, what? ¿Qué está bien now? I'm like, oh.
Hey, so let me put the video back up. Let me play a little bit more.
Still haven't healed from that relationship.
If you live in Chicago and you're single, watch this video. Starting here in the next couple of weeks, I'm going to be hosting singles events with Thursday, the dating app. The whole premise is to basically get offline and meet singles in person. These events are the perfect way to get yourself out there and just know people in the room around you are also single. We're going to keep the ratio even to men and women, and it's going to be a really freaking great time. So if it's something that you might be interested in, follow along. I'll share more details on how you can sign up, when the events are, and things like that. There's a bar or venue you want to see an event at, please leave it in a comment below. And maybe we'll have our next event there. So I'll see you out there, Chicago.
You're better off single with high standards than in a relationship.
What was that?
I'm going to say something real quick. The scheduling is all wrong. I would not have an event on a Thursday night because you have to go to work on Friday. Having it on a Thursday don't work because you can't stay up late and you can't drink how you want to drink. Number two, having it at a bar also don't work because too much distraction. It would have been better if they have it at a restaurant, sitting down at a table, and they could rotate and whatever and meet and greet and slow down the atmosphere. And I probably will put it on a Saturday or on a Sunday where people could be a little bit more freer. But I've noticed that's the thing with all of them. They keep on doing Thursday without knowing like you have to go back to work. And also a lot of times projects are due on Fridays before the weekend is over. So people are already stressed. I would never pick Thursday as a day for people to meet up.
Yeah, because that does make sense. Because it's like if you think about a professional person, it's just like, man, Thursday, like you said, you about to close out the week. So it's just like, man, if they moving up, you probably ain't gonna get the most ambitious people, especially like if people like, hey, man, they super structured. It's like, man, I just don't kick it like that on a Thursday night when I got to go to work. So yeah, they probably need to move it on Friday.
Because high value men and women, like their weekends are special to them because that's their days off. Like they could turn up. You can't do that to somebody who's a lawyer or somebody in business and they gotta turn stuff in on Friday. You have to do it on the weekend because if you want high value men or high value women to meet men or whatever, you gotta look at like, yo, the weekends is really precious to these people, and also you gotta make those weekends mean something. And the bar is not it. It's too distracting. You got regular customers coming in. It does not work because a restaurant, it's low anxiety, right? The lighting is dim, which can calm people nerves down. The music is not loud, so nobody have to be yelling, right? And they can actually meet somebody and talk and converse. And so, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, so definitely they got moved to schedule. So I'm with you on that. And then, yeah, it's almost like people are stuck in still like college. Like they trying to make it like a part, like a bar type, you know, in a college area. You ever go to like where they got the main
Yes.
strip and stuff like that?
With the pool tables and
Yeah. So it's like they almost still like stuck in that like old phase where it's just like, hey man, if you actually want a good conversation, you gotta like, you know, change the format of the club and stuff. But it's also like you said, I think even with guys, I think guys are typically hollering at people in you know, in person. Like you said, you go into the supermarket, you out and about. People ain't typically going to like singles events because I think it is that environment where like females be huddled up, and a lot of guys just, you know, they don't have that social skills to walk up to a group or even, you know, interact like that. So I think, you know, females, yeah, they definitely gonna have to switch it up.
But I think we're missing one key component though.
What's that?
This whole thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is speed dating. Guys look at that and be like, what am I really gonna get out of this shit? Nothing.
But you know, you know, you're right. And I think like for the people who do speed dating events, there should be rules, right? Don't ask them where they work. Don't ask them how much money they make. And don't ask where they live. Get rid of the superficial stuff. And they should be questions that really like showcase who that person is. So we eliminate all that fruitful things. And then
So give us like an example of the questions that we should ask them.
What's the first thing you do in the morning when you wake up?
They're gonna be like, brush my teeth.
Or you might find somebody who jog, or somebody who does yoga, somebody who do meditation. I mean, that's
you know what that's the thing. What is the first activity you do when you wake up? How about that one?
Yeah.
That's a better way to word it. Yeah.
Okay.
Because if someone would get smart, I'd be like Dex.
but you see, but then you have it in the card. But I think also you put on the cards on the table so nobody had to think about it and like not be an anxiety-driven state.
I mean,
well, I think also
it'll be a little bit straightforward, but it's like, but the thing is with speed dating also is like, okay, it's like boom, they give you a little timer. It's like, yeah, it's like you right there getting on the premise of probably getting a good conversation. It's like, but it's like boom, you have to go and the person got to travel on to the next. It's like, what's the point of that? It's like, who cares? I'm not wasting my time for that.
Yeah, it is pretty fast.
It's like,
But yes, I agree with you. I think what we have to look at it though, if they really want to meet men, that really want to meet men. The last lady who says that she have the ratio like half and half, like in making sure that there was like 100 men and then 100 women, like to make sure that not everybody is left out. That's important, right? But I also believe that if you put in a restaurant setting and then you have icebreakers where people get a chance to meet each other, and it's kind of like a bingo. There's ways that people could do it, and then people got to be open to doing activities like what's the thing that people like, the Bachelorette or the Bachelors, right? Where people go off and do some dancing, whatever. But also towards the end of the night, you gotta let people know like this is not a competition or contest. It's like you go home or whatever, but like you got to make sure that it's easy and light, because you got to get away from, like SJ said, the college stuff, because
Okay, so
literally,
basically you want to broaden the scene, like it has to be a little bit more broad in like the scenery of it all.
yeah, more grown up, because literally everything has been college for 30 years. And I'm tired of it. It's like, yo, I love college. I graduated already. I don't go back to college.
So Stan, think about this, right? So let's say hypothetically, right, like these events, right? Let's say you go to these events, and instead of like the whole speed dating type stuff, let's say you go on stage, right? You introduce yourself. Like one time they'll go a guy, they'll go one female. You introduce yourself out there to the public and be like, "This is who you are." You give a nice little summary of yourself, and it just quote unquote.
Wally, you know why I'm laughing? I'm laughing because I already done that, and Enter already know it, and that's why Enter he's looking the way he's looking. I've already done that, so I've been that social butterfly.
Well, see, that's my whole point. This is what I'm saying.
Hey, but Stan, let me ask you a question. Do you think almost to a certain degree, because it sounds like a lot of guys have fears of like females kind of being too picky. So do you think they need to like whoever's holding the event, like, hey, are you just shooting for the stars? You know how what they say, the 666, they just got to get some females in there. Like, hey, like if you're super picky, you probably don't want to come to these things because it's going to be the typical, like probably average dude.
But that's the thing. Most females are going to be picky. Why? Because they don't want to feel like they're making the wrong dang choice.
But I don't think it's all of them though. That's what I'm saying. I think it's some, but I think, like you have to get the ones, like you got to almost condition them. Like, look, there's no way in hell Brad Pitt ain't coming in this motherfucker. So
But the danger in this, right? There could be a guy who comes in and say he's NBA tall. So I'm only 6'1", right? But NBA tall is tall. Like that's the new tall. It's like you got to be 6'6" and above, or 6'8" and above, right? And so if that one person comes in, of course he's going to dominate the whole thing. And so a lot of times I encourage the women, like, yo, like he's with this chick right now, but come in and meet my friend. And like I work the room. And sadly, when I was in singles ministry, that's what I did. And a lot of people in the single ministry did get married in my church because I plugged them in with other singles from different churches, and it worked because I just believed that people just needed, one, the opportunity to meet, and then two, to create an environment where they actually could talk and not be distracted.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Right? Because look, before I went to church, I was already out in the world. A lot of this stuff is just distraction because I could hear stuff in the kitchen, banging the plates, the forks, the spoons. When people are drunk, they get really loud and expressive. So you really can't have any intimacy. So a lot of times people want to chase a vibe, but they're not chasing intimacy. So this vibe stuff that everybody's doing, y'all being singled out by the vibe because you're not really being intimate.
Okay, I got you. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It sounds real young, man. Like people that don't know how to like socialize, really. That's what like a lot of these chicks, they just sound like they're still in like junior high and shit, as far as like what the guys explaining, man, where they're just keep making it a game and stuff. So it's like, man, do y'all really want to meet people? Man, be an adult, go in there, have a conversation.
Man. SJ, they did something about Bridgerton. They have these Bridgerton balls, and there's also a grown up. And promise me, not like, please, people don't come after us, right? There's grown up proms.
Yeah, see people holding on to that youth, man. What Nas say? They trying to live their second childhood. But hey, let me play this clip, and there's two more, and then we'll circle back and close it out.
So I went to a singles event, and when I got there, it was literally 90% women, and I was like, I'm gonna go now. So I went to
yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Hold on. Find the other one.
But the thing about it, I thought women want to be safe and men are not safe. And so, M3, ready for this?
Last time, remember?
What I remember was that we spent half the time praying for husbands when the husband should have been there that night at the event. No.
You're being dramatic. It was a few dudes there.
It was 3 guys there, and 2 of them were there with their girlfriend. And then the other one was there with his wife.
It wasn't that bad. I'm telling you, it's gonna hit tonight.
No, I'm not going to any more singles events, not at your church, okay? Where the ratio is 12-1. No, I'm not messing with you, bro. I'm not doing it. Hey, how y'all doing? Hey, how y'all doing?
You played
What's going on, sister? How are you? What's going on, sister? Y'all doing all right?
Good evening. We had.
But yeah,
No, that's
how it's
M3,
looking
go
out
for
there.
it. That happens in church. Cause everybody be like, well, you go to church, you go find a husband. It's not that many men in church, ladies.
Well, let me break it down, right? Because, all right. So look, from Big Church Christian Church, right, that we went to, right? God forgive me, right? But anyway, it's like we used to have like these type of mixers where they was trying to do speed dates. They was trying to do like dating mixers, but the problem was that like they was too heavy on, like separating like men and women. So you wanted men and women to get together where you had what's that called? It was like brothers appreciation, sisters appreciation night, stuff like that. The problem was that because the people in the church would tell us like, oh, it's so sinful, so bad when you're actually engaging in a conversation with a woman and vice versa, is why like the relationship started to dwindle because people start feeling uncomfortable being around with each other. So
yeah, they turn the natural thing into a spiritual sin.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Let me play this other one.
Yeah.
Went to a singles mixer, and only women showed up.
Stan,
Was that the same woman?
I think I need to go.
Again, I'm sure enough they're waiting for the NBA players, NFL players, and the MLB players to come in and to rescue them for the weekend. Don't waste your money. You're not there meeting any man because you know what you want.
Yeah, but to be honest with you,
if this is what you want, you better go to the gym to get those type of men. They're not coming there because those guys, they already know that you want to seek your claws in and get their money. You got to be active. No, but for women that want to meet these type of men, you do got to be active. You just got to be active. You will meet a guy like that at a gym. You will meet a guy like that at a Whole Foods or a or whatchamacallit, but you're not going to meet him at an event. Because a lot of men, high-powered men, don't go to events. They don't.
Go ahead, M3.
Yeah, I was going to just say real quick, like, but then also too, just like by watching that clip, right, it already just made me feel like a little intimidated because I felt like a masculine presence around all those women around anyway. That's not because they're black women, but I could just tell like all of them just had like some messed up attitude. So I don't even want to be around with them anyway.
You only saw
let's go ahead and play this clip.
You only saw 1% of your face out there.
Hey, can I add something in there real quick, SJ?
Go ahead.
So besides dinner, right? I think also they could have had the event at a museum. Where you're forced to get, because you're like, you have to get close to each other because museum is like a library. You have to be quiet. You can't be loud. You can't have drinks. So don't and be yourself, right? And while you're walking around, you can introduce yourself and talk. You do have to have a certain decorum and demure.
Hey, look, I will say this: the museum will give it a nice aura.
You know what I think they need to do, man? I think instead of having events, they just need to have like a females group where like they get together and then they go to a place where like guys are at, like a pool hall. It's like, hey, let's gather up. There's like 10 of us. Hey, there's a so-and-so like sports bar, man. They on the weekend, man, they shoot pool and stuff. Why don't we just go there?
Instead of having these like manhunting, like, or almost kind of like a Jehovah's Witness style, where you're not going door to door, but it's like you're going from place to place, right? Looking for suitable candidates that normally will be around.
Yeah, absolutely. Like
let me tell this one story about the museums. Why I'm like a little iffy on that one, because a long time ago when I took some guy's girlfriend out on a date, this person like she was Native American too, so it was
Pocahontas,
a lot of Pocahontas, right? That's a good name, yeah. But her name was Mary Jane, surprisingly, right? This was before I found about the marijuana part. But look, so I took her out to the museum, and there was a lot of just like, you know, like comparisons, like, okay, of darker image and white image and stuff. And I remember she started busting out crying, and I'm like, the fuck you crying for, right? And she was like, because like I'm looking at the standard image, the definition of beauty, and she was looking at this white woman with, you know, pale face, blue eyes, blonde hair, or whatever. And then she started saying that because since she doesn't look like that white person, she's ugly compared to her. And I was like, damn, that's kind of like a sad way to look at it, because like you way prettier than that person right there on the painting. But I see the psychological aspects there of insecurity, but no, I want to take no woman out to a museum because I ain't trying to bring nobody and have them in tears.
There's so
and
many
you know,
different museums, M3. There's so many different ones. There's a science museum.
The one
that chick sounds like she has some mental shit going on.
When Stan was talking about the museums, the first thing that came to mind is like, well, not a museum, but I was thinking more of an aquarium place, like one of those like where they put fish, because the satire, like the back layups, like that seems like a nice little cooling setting. So I was like,
No, that does.
And they do have places like they open up at nighttime for adults, like no kids are allowed. It's for adults. And I would rather like if they do something like at the aquarium, like Wally just mentioned and suggested, because you can't have loud lights and stuff like that because of the fish, sharks, and the seals. But again, it does create intimacy where you do have to get close to the person and talk, and actually walk and talk and not talk about shallow stuff.
Hey, watch this.
Get to know each other.
Stan, perfect example. One of them damn Tyler Perry movies, where he had Idris Elba in that movie. Remember that moment?
Who's Idris? Oh, with the three daughters?
Yeah.
I don't remember what he do.
Yeah, he was in the museum, and I forgot. Gabrielle Union was technically the partner in that movie. Well, was trying to be the partner in that movie, and then they sort of had a moment in the midst of that while the kids were looking at the fishes and stuff. So I was like, it does set a moment. It does set like a nice scenery.
Yeah, get away from college settings, everybody. If it looks like college, get rid of it.
Yeah, but I still like that idea. I think females need to just get in a group and go seek out guys. Stop.
That's about
talking about manhunting.
You know what they sound like?
What's that?
You know what that sounds like? They sound like they doves, not sorority sisters. They're the doves. Wally, you know what doves are?
No, I don't.
Oh no,
that's
what
why Wally
is?
is smiling. You know what doves are?
I don't.
Okay,
what are doves?
Sorority sisters, but doves are the groupies of the fraternity brothers.
See, that's the exactly. I don't even go to no. I haven't been no call. I don't know nothing about no damn fraternity.
But
no, because Stan, the reason why I say that, man, it sounds like they still got that entitlement, and it's just like, man, the game is changing. Obviously, it's like if you keep going to events and dudes ain't showing up, it's like you can't just nobody's coming to you. Yeah, you got to go seek out the men, and it's just like, man, they kind of being lazy and like entitled with it. Where it's just like, man, what you gonna just sit there and manifest the dude? Like you think he's just gonna mysteriously show up at this shit?
But we gotta think about it. I mean, women are more likely defensive. They would rather the men come to them versus they go to the men.
Yeah, but it's just like, man, it ain't working. So it's like they gotta eventually wake
Don't get me
up.
wrong. Yeah, it's definitely not working. Now they got to switch it up for sure.
But hold on, let me see what she's talking about.
This is the honest truth about going to singles events. My first piece of advice is you can't take it too seriously. Like, you have to go into it thinking, I'm doing this for the plot, because you don't want to put any pressure on it. Go in with no expectations. Like, you can't take it too seriously. Last piece of advice is just be a girl's girl. If you see a girl who showed up by herself and she doesn't have anyone to talk to, call her over, bring her in. I've actually made really cool friends by going to these types of events.
Yeah, that's productive. Pay to go to meet a man at a singles event and then make friends with other women that also pay to meet men at a singles event. Listen, ladies, you have scared men away. We just don't feel comfortable going to these places. We don't feel comfortable at the gym. We don't feel
That's like if Stan was narrating right now.
Play it again. Finish the part. I want to hear what he said, but don't feel comfortable at the gym. What else he's gonna say? We gotta play that. We gotta play it.
Hold on, man. I have to find it again.
Okay.
Let me because there's some other one.
Men are about to start investing in their own home gym. Shit.
I just don't like the scary part, man. That guys gotta stop saying the scared stuff.
Do single men from the ages of 28 and 40 go on Saturdays?
So maybe grow a pair of ovaries and just ask one of us. A majority of us get treated like perverts if we ask one of you. Okay, ladies, be brave. Equality 2023.
Where do single
You look like a skinhead version of Kenneth Play.
Yeah,
But,
that's just,
yeah.
I mean, the men have the right, because again, this is your whole life. You go to jail or you get shamed and be homeless and no job.
Yeah, I mean, I get that part, but at some given point, it's like you gotta kind of like just like kind of eat that a little bit.
Yeah,
This is
that's
gonna
my
happen.
thing, man.
Wait, men gotta eat it or the women gotta eat it?
Look. Women ain't gonna be eating nothing but dick, all right? But I'm talking about for us, like we gotta like take the insults and stuff. Like, look, man,
they have choices
Stan,
now.
Stan, you gotta understand, right?
Mhm.
We are meant to level up, right? Like right now, with that type of thinking, we're on a level 12, like level 2. Okay. If you want to get up to like level 12 and 16, you gotta take those hits. All right.
And you know what? That level 12 and that level 16 is followed by a passport and goodbye America. Because that's what these guys are going with that. And they picking up a level 10 once they get to these other countries.
So Stan, is it because men are just burnt out with women in the Western with the entitlement and stuff? Is that what it really is? Because
I don't think it's burnt out. It's like much more, this younger generation are very smart. They already done the swipe left, swipe right. There's a guy I sent you guys before what the 19-year-old's doing, like how he's meeting these women to have his sexual fantasies done, and he's meeting women on Facebook, and he's teaching people how to use Facebook Marketplace. I mean, like, these younger guys, they're already knowing, like, if I want to settle down and get married, it's not going to be in America.
Yeah, but
what was you about to say, Wally? Hold on, Wally. What?
Oh yeah, no, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, like, I think, like, when you really think about it, as far as what it is, I don't think so. None of these issues, like, you don't escape none of these issues. Like, even if they say, "Oh, it's better somewhere else," I'm like, you'll still face the same thing. What's the divorce rate over there? The same ish, and you ain't really escaping nothing. I think the only difference, the small difference is, go ahead.
But they take half. We're not married.
What happened?
They can't take half. We're not married, and I'm not a citizen of your country.
That's a small indifference, but
that's not a small difference. That's a big one. And guess what? Why you?
So that's the main thing. That's the main thing. You're just running away so you can just be on some protective.
Oh no! Hold on. While you kick me out, while I leave the Philippines, I'll go to Thailand, and whoop, there you go. Some more Stanley Juniors. Okay, I'm going to not.
See what I'm talking about? See what I'm talking about?
Guys, you guys don't understand that. It's not that.
No honor.
See, this what the passport brothers got you guys fooled. At least some of them, right? Not all of them. Look, man, it's not that easy, man. Just traveling out there, getting your passport, and thinking that you're gonna really meet a submissive quality chick. Look, man, there are whores out there. Okay, the majority are, but the only difference is, yes, they're gonna be a little bit more submissive because they're more poor than the ones that are in the United States. So of course,
I wouldn't even put it on poor because what are we talking like? So this is the thing. Wait a minute.
Look.
Hold on. This is the one thing I want people to understand though. Everyone always want to put a component on money.
It is most of the time.
But that's the problem. Stop. Like y'all, this is the problem with people. Y'all always so focused on the greeds of money, the sins of money.
What you are looking? You looking for love, Wally? Are you looking for love right now?
Yes.
Let me know.
So hold on. So let me get this straight. So we can't be cool unless I got some money. That's what you're trying to tell me as a man. Like if we
all I'm saying that if you're going
to get money,
all I'm gonna say is that look, man, you're pretty much paying for prostitutes out there in another country, and you're wasting your time.
But those
okay? You might as well come up a little bit more in the United States. That's what I'm gonna say.
Look, the only thing I'm gonna sit here and say that's slightly different why guys would go out there more is because 9 out of 10, honestly, they can actually go out there, talk to someone, and actually get to know someone. Versus out here, they're all on social media. Like I don't think so. The way they're out there on social media like that, like they're going crazy on social media. It's like you
can rob in America, huh? We get robbed in America. We getting set up in America. We getting executed in America. So guess what?
Oh, you get set up in
No, man. No. See, now I gotta cut you off. Y'all don't understand, bro.
Colombia and Brazil, at least I'm getting set up by a supermodel. Like,
yeah, but you're in another country where you don't really know your surroundings. You don't even know the lingo. Like, you don't even know the
you don't know your surroundings. But guess what? If you go in another state, I ain't gonna know my surroundings in another state either. What the
yeah, but look,
I know you're gonna be the first to get broken up. All right.
Okay.
They're gonna break you.
Hey, say what you want. Say what you want.
First of all, we're grown men. We're grown men, and we're U.S. citizens. We have the right to travel. We don't question other people traveling. Especially when they go to Jamaica. I'm sorry, when they go to Jamaica, what do they go to Jamaica for? They doing some discovery of the architect of the civilization and bring them back here in America? Or they just getting dick?
Maybe the first one. Hey, it's funny.
So, grown up and adults, we can go anywhere we want to in this world.
I'm not saying you guys can go anywhere where y'all want to, but I'm just saying if it's like the motive just to pick up some chicks,
well, guess what?
Your time.
That's what we're doing here in America. And my money go further over there. And guess what? They're nice. They want to talk to me. Yes, I have money.
Okay, if they're so nice,
I have money.
Why you saying it like that?
I want you to bring. Wait, hold on for a second. If they're so nice, I want you to bring one of those girls from the Philippines or one of those girls from Mexico, right? And get them their passports and bring them here and help them become United States citizens.
Stupidity.
They find out they have a secret hubby out of the closet.
Yeah, I'm not stupid. You can stay in that country. Little Stanley Jr. will go ahead and get the protein shakes, and he'd be 6'8", probably 500 pounds of muscle, and put him in the Olympics. He'll stay in that country. He'll be okay.
Look, Tia will take care of like Little Stanley though, but I'm talking about bring, Little Stanley's mother over to the United States, help her get that
green. Canada. I'm not bringing her to the United
States. Why not?
They're friendly. Like Eddie Murphy said, Eddie, I want half. And that's
hoes will be hoes, man.
Y'all
proved my point, man. I'm telling y'all, man.
And that's
wasting
the
your
point.
time.
No,
now you're gonna be stuck in that country.
We keep on saying, go where you celebrate it. Oh well, let the man go.
No, I'm gonna go.
Let the man go and discover
myself.
the world.
Yeah.
And that's what they're doing. Like men need to go travel the world and experience new things, and after that they could bring it back to the United States, like eating the gooch, because the gooch was military when they was out in Germany. I'm sorry, throwing you the bus, sophisticated jerk, but that was like the military.
Yeah, he is a gooch muncher, right?
United States of America. We never did gooch eating until the military people came back here and they brought the gooch eating. Now we've been eating gooch for 20 years.
Ain't nobody doing that.
So guess what? the more we travel and we bring it back, it might change things. And men need to go travel. Men need to go and experience what it means to actually meet women that's interested in men, that like men, that want to be around men.
But Stan, I used to be hard. Used to be hard on the Passport Bros, but I'm kind of like I'm in between. I'm like, man, definitely go and travel, but I think you should be hollering at females in the United States too. You know, so I think you need to do it.
A 10, it is none of y'all business. If I meet a Heidi Klum in the UK, it is none of your business.
No,
Like,
we're not even saying as far as business. I'm just saying because you guys are gonna get thirsty. Like if you don't have nobody, and where you going? I know you can't travel every month, so you know that's what I'm saying. So it's just like you need to have some shit in the United States, so you're not getting thirsty and getting cleaned out.
I'm telling you right now, unless them damn divorce courts ain't nowhere less under than 50, don't sit here and tell me that them shits are better than what it is out here. They're the same ish. Get the heck out of here.
But Stan, I do think people need to go out and visit the world and travel and stuff. I am on board with that. But I'm just saying, yeah, just don't.
And guess what? Like, understand this, and this for the ladies and the gentlemen know this. Like the whole thing about dating means that you got to know each other. It's a set time period where, again, intimacy, that's what we're all getting away from, is guess what? You have to know each other in that time period. In that time period, you need to be intimate. And that's why you go on dates. So you really get to know each other. It's exclusive.
So isn't that where like the friendship comes in at?
Nobody want no friendship. That's
He's still trying to squeeze in that friendship shit.
Let's go to the next video.
Yeah, I like that M3. That was smooth though.
Many modern women are rewarded by society for their bad behavior, act like entitled, selfish princesses, are high maintenance but low reward, lack any sense of accountability, and a lot are feminists but not feminine. The worst part is they're all delusional about their true relationship market value. Of course, the real true keepers out there, they're hard to find, rare, and even harder to get. There's a lot of competition for them. It's no wonder men are choosing to stay single, but is staying single the best option for you?
You know what that video tells me?
What's that?
If we all agree that yes, there's a lot of feminist women out here amongst these modern women, and yet the good ones are hard to find, and yet men are just tired of trying to look for them. What that tells me is you ain't working hard, and let alone looking deeper enough to actually find these chicks.
I'm not gonna say or. I'm gonna say and your local
it don't matter.
Your local feminist already married your man, ladies. While you up here taking up her cause, she went ahead and got married. She married him, got her kids, divorced him, and found your second husband, and married him. While you still putting cause, while you still going to work, while you trying to be Highlander, where they could be only one. And get
Okay, so what you're saying, Stan, these sinful women, they poison the good men out here. They poison all the good men.
Get your man, ladies. Them feminists, they playing y'all. They got your man. They even got your girlfriend too. You better go ahead and get somebody up here having these cold ass feet in that bed. Y'all better go. Same thing for you men too. There's male feminists, and he's married to your wife. So y'all better stop playing these games. Like this, okay, I'm down for social equality and everything else, but look, I don't believe. I already got friends. I'm not trying to collect people like it's Pokemon cards. Either we're gonna do it now or we're gonna do it later.
Hey, Stan, but you know those Pokemon cards, those collectibles, they worth money when it gets time.
But if everybody got the same Pokemon card, they're meaningless and useless. And they at the bar.
Stan's cooking, y'all. Stan's cooking, you guys.
Now you know there's some special things.
Hold on. Let M3 in. What's good, M3? What you about to say?
No, I was just saying, like, that's how I treat like some of my women, like, like Pokemon cards, but in different varieties.
See what I'm saying? There's the regulars, there's the slightly extended, and then at that there's the special graphics.
Look, they all come in different colors, different attitude problems,
and most importantly, different value.
Yeah,
they
and different
also,
friendships.
And the most important thing, they also overprint, undervalued.
But guess what? They may overprint.
And they're in
How lucky do you
clearance.
get? How lucky do you
And
get?
they're in clearance, waiting for somebody to pick them up at the bar because the only thing that's out there is Pokemon.
Nah. See, look, remember this now. When they reprint, they always change the design of how they look, though. You gotta remember that.
But all right, hold on. Let me play this video real quick.
Are single events for introverts? Oh yeah, you screwed. No.
Events
You look like an
for
introvert.
introverts.
Hold on. Can y'all?
Yeah, we can hear it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. The world population is filled with 40% introverts. And after all these introverts are also social beings, right? So go out. Dating is about seeking a social connection. And half the event
She
has
looked nervous
already
making this
happened
video.
inside your head much before you show up. So wear your best style, dress up well, show up at the event, talk to the host, talk to 2 to 3 people, and you're all set. Nothing is going to be awkward as long as you don't feel awkward. Go
I ain't
ahead.
gonna lie. If I were her, that would be the last thing I would mention is about a smile right now.
Look here. The answer is no.
Stan, will you hit that?
Depends on the event. The speeding date event.
Yes, I would.
So that's a good question though, because like it is not that. I'm talking about the introverts.
Yeah.
You think at these
Again.
speed datings, does it?
That will not work for an introvert.
Hell
And
no.
again, no, because that's what I said. Like a restaurant and doing icebreakers, or like you got to do icebreakers in the lighting because introverts, they're quiet, they're shy, and noise.
Closed off.
They can't handle all like that. You know, like just a different person within a certain time period. You know,
So-
you had to go by different levels, like different speeds and stuff. You kind of gotta go by their own pace, and it's like a turtle pace. To be honest with you.
So are most men introverts? Is that why they're not going to these events? Because I know people keep saying
they
fear.
just pussy. That's all. Unfortunately, God hasn't built them like how He used to build like the men back in the days. Right now, everybody in their soft ass era. So people are just too afraid to approach because they got rejected maybe one too many times, and they refuse to love themselves up. But
I mean,
you'll get better over time, like when you just deal with it and just be like, fuck it, you know.
But at this point, is it really about the rejection at this point?
It's a number of factors. It's a rejection, but also too, I feel like we kind of tend to like stand on our tippy toes when it comes to women. So we're always like trying to play safe. We're trying to play cautious. We're not trying like you know what I mean, be labeled as a creep, go to jail, get fired from our jobs. But I don't know, man. Sometimes you gotta have like that 80s type of mentality, man. Like.
No, I get you, but my thing is, because here's my thing, right? If you're thinking on the whole, oh yeah, I can be rejected part, is like at that point, it's speed dating. What do you expect? So my thing is, even in the social norm, like just meeting up, like if you're thinking, if you're in your mind of minds, if you already have my friend, man, would I get rejected, bro? What you expect? You ain't gonna hit. You may get one. You ain't gonna get them all. The freaking.
Or you might walk out and get none, but you know, you could either choose to like have your head up.
Stan got his rebuttal. What you about to rebuttal, Stan?
But isn't it like? But doesn't an introvert deserve to be the very best? The best that he ever
Well, I'm
had?
not speaking. I'm not speaking on introverts. I'm just speaking in general. Like,
But Wally, but he has to date, and that was a request. And dating is the cause. Pokemon.
But Stan, you have to understand, right? Introverts really don't deserve anything in life because a closed mouth doesn't get fed. So if you want to just kind of turn in, that's your fault. Whether if you're a guy that's an introvert or a woman who's an introvert.
You know,
but my thing is this. Okay, wait. Are we saying that? So basically, we're saying, okay, wait. Because I'll say this, right? Well, for me, because I understand the idea of the introverts, but my thing is, I look at it as, well, depending on certain people though, because certain people they may be way like on the deep end of introverts, like they're so very closed off. Like
Are you an
But I'm saying,
introvert?
like, huh?
Are you an introvert?
Yeah, in most cases. If you
How
haven't
did you?
noticed, if you haven't noticed, like, okay, put it like this. So in most ways, it's like a turn off because it's like for me, I can be introverted, but at the same time, I can also be extroverted. The problem is though, is with people. Like with you guys, it's cool. Like you can see me be like, oh, I'll never think he was introvert, Wally. I'm like, yeah, because we cool. Like,
No, that's surprisingly, Wally. Like I can already tell you're an introvert.
Yeah, because I can
you play
sometimes
Xbox.
So do you think you would be nervous at a speed dating event?
See this dumbass shit right here? Huh?
Do you think you would be nervous at a speed dating event?
No, I wouldn't be that nervous.
Oh, okay.
It's
And
just
are
like,
you're an extrovert?
No, I'm an introvert, but I know how to turn it off to get what I want. And then after that, I'm back. I'm like, okay, that's enough people for me.
Yeah,
What
I'm
about you,
average.
M3?
I'm average, so I'm a hybrid of anything. So I could be an introvert and an extrovert. Although anytime I tell my coworkers I'm an introvert, they laugh at me and be like, "Yeah, whatever."
Yeah, I always been an extrovert like a motherfucker. So
I always thought you was an introvert because you the type of like, bitch, if you don't get out my way, I can handle this by myself. No, that's
I was always super social, man. Like honestly, I had to tone it down, like to get serious and focused, man. Yeah, but I was always like an extrovert. Yeah, like a.
So we've been getting the business sophisticated jerk all this time. So there's another side of you that's very social.
Oh man, yeah.
I feel very
like I
wrong.
said.
Hey, give him a beer or two.
Hey, but like I wanted to say something for the introvert where we're forgetting. There's another culture we've forgotten, which is the hookup culture.
I mentioned hookup culture earlier.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
But you think about it, right? If people are not showing up to the events, how people clapping cheeks and they're actually hooking up. So again, what SJ mentioned was like people haven't let go of college. College was definitely hookup culture. Like that's the one place everybody was broke. Nobody was really out trying to go out to no dinner. You saw her, she saw you, and then y'all went ahead and hooked up, went to the co-ed dorm, took a shower, then you met somebody else, you hook up with that one too. But that's the whole thing, we're still hooking up. So when you're looking at these bars or whatever, these settings on a Thursday night, it sounds like, okay, this is hookup culture of college again. And more stuff is looking like college. I could say also like then people are still doing the hookup culture on the side and not being honest about it.
Yeah,
but see, that was my bad.
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, but see, that was like kind of like slightly what my issue was. And like I said, I don't mean to throw up this friendship stuff again, but it's like I feel like people they hook up too much to a point where it's like eventually you're not gonna find like the woman that you want in life because you're not really building that type of true intimacy. But I digress.
That's a trigger word.
We're gonna keep hooking up and we're gonna keep shacking up and we're gonna keep clapping cheeks. So that's
tell us about your friends, M3.
Oh, yeah, that's a trigger word. That friendship, because that came from the church. You gotta build a friend. I'm like, I can't.
But Wally, let me get Wally in there real quick. Wally, what was you about to say?
No, I think like when it comes to the whole hookup culture, because people got to remember, right? School, especially for college, because people always tell you, oh yeah, you should be thinking about getting your husband in college because that's where you'll find him. And that's sort of like the bait and switch, because like that's not how people are moving out there though. That's not how these kids moving out there. They're not moving in that way. They're not moving in that thinking. I mean, not all of them. Some of them are, but not all of them though. Not all.
The theater. You check out your theater, the back end of the theater of your colleges. Man, there was nothing but used condoms back there. They were acting up in that theater. It's like nobody was doing no plays, nobody was in that drama production. That theater was always open, and people were just straight up just pounding, and there was nothing but condoms.
But Stan, it makes sense what you're talking about, like the college campus, because I think everything, like you said, there was no expectations for anything, because like you said, everybody pretty much broke. Then also everybody was there, like accessible to each other. Yep. So it's like, man, you didn't really have to go out there and seek because everybody's like on campus and shit. So I think like when people got to the real world, man, that's why I said it's almost like they still stuck in the old college or high school mindset where it's just like now as an adult, you got to you got the responsibility to go seek out people and shit. And I think that's where people are struggling at.
But SJ, can I add one more thing too?
Oh,
Like
go
a lot
ahead,
of these new apartments, right? They act like dorms because a lot of these new apartments, they have theme nights.
Oh, okay. Trying to get people
Right,
out
a
there.
lot
and
of
stuff.
these new apartments, like, oh, we're gonna have board games on Friday, and they have like free pizza day, and you come out your apartment or your condo. I'm like, I don't see none of you motherfuckers. I already.
But I'm saying, because you're in the mindset like you'll go out there and you'll seek. But yeah, for other people that don't,
Yeah, I need my house to be my house. Like them 3 little pigs, all of y'all are bad wolves. I need my house to be my house away from all of y'all. I don't, college was college, but I don't want to relive college again as an adult. But that's what's going on. Even like to this community where there's townhomes or in homes, but and it's gated, it could be like college. Like once a month, a block party, and I'm looking at y'all like, no.
all right, let's go ahead. Let's start closing this out. But I do got a question, and we'll go around and I'll ask you guys, and then we'll close it out after that. So, do y'all think men should go to singles events or stay away? And I'll go to M3 first.
So, I mean, it depends, man. Like, I think men should give it a try and just be like, hey, look, just forget whatever they're going to say, forget whatever the outcome is going to be. Just go there just to have fun. Now, if you're a bitch and you don't want to deal with that, then stay home. Be with your fellow men. Don't worry about the event. That way you don't get your heart broken. You don't have low self-esteem issues in the long run. But to be honest, again, just have fun. Like, just enjoy it. Forget about what those honey badgers is going to say about you and this and that. Just as long as like you're having a good time doing what you need to do, you won't even worry about trying to impress them. If anything, have fun knowing the fact that they got to try to impress you, because you're like the alpha around the bunch that everybody's going to be trying to fight over. It's a competition. That's it.
All right, Wally. Do you think men should go to some of these singles events knowing the ratio now, or should they stay away from them?
I mean, my sentiments are sort of similar to M3. I think, yeah, you should go just to see what it is, because, it can't hurt, it can't hurt. But my only thing is, though, one thing's for sure is you just better hope it's alive, quote unquote, because if I go there and it just seems like, oh, we're just talking, it's not really nothing really going on, it's like, don't really expect me to wait too long. I expect this, like, if I'm coming to an event, let it actually be an event. You feel me? Like, bring some fun into it. Like, bring some entertainment on it, like a little bit. So, because it just breaks the ice overall.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Stan.
Hell no. Hell no. You know why? You got to change it. If you're not going to change, it's useless. You've been doing the same stuff. You're not in touch on the men. Like the one lady, she threw something for fishing for them to date. And I'm like, lady, do you know fishing requires you to be quiet? That's not a good date. Like, that's not a good mixture. You can't be talking and chopping it up and trying to get to know each other while you're fishing. And I'm sure the women don't want to pick up no dead fish. Who gonna cook it? So no. Again, like, you got to change. Like, if you really want to meet men, you got to do things that men want to do, and you got to do things that create intimacy. And that's the whole thing. Like, I get like everybody's upset about passport bros, but when women was going to Jamaica for past 50 years or 100 years and getting their groove back, they were getting intimate with the people from the islands of Jamaica, Bahamas, Cuba, Haiti, Dominican Republic.
It had nothing to lose.
You know what I'm saying? They was like getting all that intimacy in where they going over there. You know what I'm saying? So like, if you don't create intimacy, it's not useful for anybody to go into these whatever you call it, single events. You got to create intimacy. Got to have the environment for it.
All right. For me, I would say yeah, you should go because it's looking like there's a bit of desperation in there, and I think that dude that got some like backbone, I think you're gonna be in there. Like I said, that boat where the fish are jumping in there, you're gonna, like M3 said, you're gonna have pick and choose. You're gonna be in there, come in there with that Goldie hat on. You're gonna be on some pimp shit. But I do agree with Stan too, where it's just like I just think people can't be reliant on one tool. So, you know, as far as like going to the singles mixers, don't be reliant on that. Use every tool. Definitely travel, go overseas. So I agree with the passport bros too. Like I said, a certain extent. I just think you just can't be delusional about anything. But I changed my stance after talking about King Dreams. He brought me over to that side. I'm like, you know what, this makes sense. So yeah, Stan, you and him, yeah, y'all starting to win me over. I think guys got to have options. I think you got to explore. So
yeah, I mean, and the world is our home. It's Earth. Like, you have to. And here's something to think about it. There's some people who haven't left their state or their own county. That environment we were in M3, they like. Let me set up for you guys. Imagine that you're in a part of a church with church's family and all the other stuff. The women could go ahead and go to single events that were in LA or even in New York, going to conferences. But you as a guy who's supposed to be a leader and a professional and all the other stuff, you couldn't leave. They want you to sit down and wait and stay here for them to come back. Like, yo, how that look? Women always
Yeah, I'm
travel.
not waiting for nobody
And
to
we
come
never-
home from getting a black bone out.
But yeah, see? but that's how that looks like outside of church. Like, you don't want men to go out there and explore stuff and to see the world and bring something back. Like, again, the military men went out there to Germany when they've been on tour and they brought back Gooch eating. And look where we at. We up here eating Gooch everywhere. So
or Stan, you got to stop
Shout out to
putting
the
that on
military, man.
military
They brought out
bed.
the freaky freaks. And so eating feet and everything.
Hey, ask
The
him what he got
military
against the
brought that
military
back to
man.
the States, and now look where we at. So let the men go, travel, and let them bring back. But don't bring back your wives, guys, because they'll ruin it. Like Eddie Murphy said, Eddie, I want half. No, leave her. Leave her where she at.
Said they can't come back. All right, then. Let's go ahead and close it out, though, man.
All right, for sure.
But all right, y'all. Thanks for tuning in. Keep sending us stuff, and we'll keep breaking it down. But peace.
Make sure you guys get your minds right.
Oh yeah, tune in to the rest of the shows on knowledge of relationships, and tune into Wally's channel. He does a bunch of stuff. Got the sports recaps, so check those out. Those channels too. I'm gonna start putting them at the bottom of the videos and stuff.
And stop
We outta
collecting
here.
friends like a Pokemon card. Just stop it. Stop it. That's why you single. Stop it.
All right, y'all.
Stop being Forrest Gump.
Hey, look,
Go Forrest
I
Gump.
said red collect.